Live from WOWT, First Alert 6 starts with breaking news.
Now, breaking news this morning, fire crews have made quick work of an overnight house fire. This happened just after midnight near 78th and Grover. This is a look at the scene. Now, the good news is no injuries to report, no word about the cause of this fire, but stay with First Alert 6 as we hopefully get some new details about this later on this morning.
Well, good morning, everybody, and thank you so much for joining us here on this Tuesday morning on First Alert 6 Streaming. I'm Cerise Cole.
And I'm Ren Hartley, of course, joined by Senior Chief Meteorologist Rusty Lord. Yesterday wasn't too bad. Today, a little bit better, but we're starting off actually pretty cold.
That's just a little more extreme today. We're colder to start than yesterday. We're going to end up warmer than yesterday, too. So just have a little patience. It'll get better. But let's talk about where that chilly air is. And you can see out there right now, got a little sun glare. Temperatures are at 27, and you factor in this 5-mile-per-hour breeze, and it puts the wind chill down near 22 degrees. So the air is cold this morning. This is the coldest that I have in the forecast from here on out. Nothing more like this to worry about. Everything's 35 degrees or warmer from here on out. So this is what you'll step out to, though, on your Tuesday morning. You got some teens here in west central Iowa. Yeah, these are air temperatures, folks. The wind chill drops a little lower in some spots. Feels like 9 in Atlantic right now, 22 in Omaha, 23 in Lincoln. So I told you, garden hoses, water lines, it could freeze up on a morning like this. And we've been below 32 for several hours this morning, and that's what we're watching here. The wind gusts aren't an issue right now. The wind is very light, but any wind when it's cold makes it feel colder. And you can see where the numbers are going to go. South wind gusts could hit 25 miles per hour today pretty easily. I think some isolated gusts near 30, not out of the question. But it does look like they're not going to be damaging, just more annoying than anything. And clear skies right now. These high clouds you see to the west, they'll try to move in later on today. But overall, quite a bit of sunshine. 20s out there to start. By 9 o'clock, we're warm to about 34, 35 degrees. By noon, we're up into the 40s. There's the high clouds moving in. There's the south wind starting to kick up a little bit there with the stream lines. That's what those show you. You can see the direction the wind's coming from. By 3 o'clock, we're up to about 56 degrees, and you'll notice from there, I think we can muster about 60 for the high. Notice how it's a little cooler on the Iowa side, a little warmer on the Nebraska side. That's going to be the case today and maybe even tomorrow as well. We got some nice warmth set to build in. By 7 o'clock, we're up, still holding on to 58. And then overnight tonight, clouds will move in. The wind should relax a little bit, but I still think we could get some gusts near 20 miles per hour. Heading right through the overnight, could have a couple of spotty little showers, little sprinkles there as well that don't really amount to much. But then tomorrow, we get a northwest wind, and that'll gust to near 30 miles per hour. So that's going to be a bit of an issue. But notice 20% chance of a shower tomorrow. Could even have a thunder shower in the afternoon. Very, very spotty. And then Thursday, you got a few more of those as well, about a 30% chance of a few. I think those maybe lean more towards the morning if we're going to get anything out of that.
Yeah, we were looking at your map. It says breezy, windy. So it sounds like we better get used to that wind for a while.
Yeah, unfortunately, we say this a lot. It'd be a great day if it wasn't for the wind.
We do.
We're going to be saying that a lot. That's the way it's looking. Let's show you what I'm talking about here. Today, the gusts near 30 miles per hour at max. Tomorrow, they'll pick up a little bit. So here's today's wind gusts. You can see up near 30 miles per hour into the afternoon. Noticeable, still annoying. Heading into the afternoon on Wednesday, you get a north breeze up near 20 to 25 miles per hour. And then things catch up here a little bit. Thursday's the day to watch. Those could get near 40 miles per hour out of the northwest, so those will be the strongest. The air's pretty dry, so I still think we're going to be able to warm up. These air masses aren't coming from Canada with the north wind. It's actually coming off the Pacific Ocean, so it should be able to moderate a little bit and warm up. And you can see what the 10-day forecast holds. 65 Thursday, 64 on Friday, 74 on Saturday, up near 80 on Sunday. You got some windy conditions Saturday, Sunday, and even into the early part of next week, you'll be noticing the wind, most likely with 60s and 70s out there. So Plan accordingly.
Yeah.
You know what? I gotta go there next.
You got double duty today.
I'll go right over here. I forgot what I was doing. But yeah, plan accordingly. It looks like it's going to be a little on the breezy side for a little while.
Okay, so in the meantime, when we switch over to traffic, I-80's been having quite a bit of problems for the last couple of days due to this rotating lane closure situation. So on a Tuesday morning, what does it look like right now?
Same thing.
Okay.
It's wild how this is going to be looking over the course of the next few days. You mentioned the rotating lane closures. It's the left lane that's closed. You look way the distance here, you can kind of see where the left lane is closed. It's pushing everybody off towards the east or to the right, and this is going to be the case, I think, for the next several mornings while they're working on this. So really slow traffic right through here as we march on through this morning. So there's the slowdowns extend all the way back to L and 680. You can get off on L if you want to avoid this and try to weave your way through, although getting back on 144th isn't very easy right now either with construction. So this is going to be the main headache that's out there. So we'll see how these lanes vary today. It's the left lane that's still blocked as they work on things. I wouldn't be surprised if this bounces around a little bit over the course of the next several weeks, but that is by far the biggest headache. You got the 480 stuff that we've been dealing with here crossing the river, and then the usual slowdowns around the Dodge interchange as well. So we can just take you back to that camera view here. That view right there is going to be common every single day as things play out here over the course of the next several weeks. I forgot, Jarrett mentioned how long that's going to last. I want to say it's months, not weeks. So we'll see how that goes.
That's going to be so frustrating for your drivers.
I know. They're trying to add a lane, so it's, short-term pain, long-term gain. The short-term pain's not really short-term, though.
No.
And it's a big pain.
Yeah.
Okay. Rusty, though, thanks.
Yep.
A family waiting for justice for 55 years is going to have to wait just a little bit longer. A Saunders County District Court judge delayed the next steps in the case of 77-year-old Joseph Ambrose. He is accused of stabbing Mary Kay Hesse to death back in 1969. Ambrose's attorney says the grand jury transcript is not yet in. It is 10,000 pages long. Now, they do want to challenge not the merits of the case, but for any procedural defects.
Happening today, debate on a bill to turn Nebraska into a winner-take-all state. A vote is expected to follow. The bill would make it so all Nebraska electoral votes go to one candidate, eliminating the potential of the blue dot in Omaha. Back in January, State Senator Lauren Lippincott introduced LB3. Governor Jim Pillen considered calling a special session on the topic, but just didn't have the votes. Right now, Nebraska is one of 2 states that divides its electoral votes based on congressional districts.
Happening today, a public hearing at the weekly Omaha City Council meeting. You'll get your chance to weigh in on a request for a $6.3 million in tax incremental funding to build an apartment complex at 72nd and Farnham. Now, the complex is expected to include 176 units. City Council meeting starts at 2. All right, over here in the meantime at the safety desk, joined by Maria Cade. Maria, you have some warning signs to share with folks about the signs of Parkinson's disease.
Yeah, there are some things that people should look out for early on. Nearly 90,000 people actually are diagnosed every single year, according to the Parkinson's Foundation, but not a lot of people realize it as early as hopefully they can to, mitigate some of those unfortunate things that happen when you do have it. So health officials say many people are living with the illness without knowing it, again, because those early symptoms might be pretty subtle. So Parkinson's disease affects the central nervous system. It causes people to have a difficult time controlling their bodies, and it does unfortunately get worse over time too. The earliest signs can be a tremor or a shakiness, sometimes in your thumb, your index finger, or your chin. Doctors say those symptoms start on one side of your body and that it can move to all parts. You might also start to feel stiff. Your face could become a little bit expressionless, and you might also have some softer speech as well. Now, unfortunately, there is no cure for Parkinson's, but doctors say doing things like aerobic exercise that can help the slowdown of the starting of those symptoms and also, of course, improve quality of life all around.
Okay, some good tips, Maria. Thank you. We're back after this.
Welcome back, everybody. Taking a live look outside. This is our camera atop the Woodman Life. Yeah, lots of sunshine to go with a whole lot of cold. We are talking 20s this morning. It feels much like winter this morning instead of spring, Rusty.
Sunshine's a bit deceptive, isn't it?
At least we have the sunshine.
There you go. So yeah, outside 20s, even a couple of teens showing up on the Iowa side. Jacket for sure, maybe even winter coat here on the what to wear forecast. You got sunshine and 27. That sun will do its job here very quickly and warm us up into the 30s and 40s, but we've already started to turn the corner a little bit. Elkhorn now up to 30, 24 in Ashland. They've jumped a degree, so now I think we're starting to turn a little bit here. Maybe 27 ends up being our low. See some teens here in west central Iowa. It is cold, and then this is the last of the freezing mornings. I would be surprised if we get any more temperatures down here. I think we're going to be talking about the potential for frost, if anything, maybe a day or two over the course of the next 3 weeks. And there's a little hint of it Friday morning, 35 for the low, so it could have a little bit of that, although the air is going to be very, very dry. And otherwise, overnight lows should stay well above that range where we need to worry about too much. But look at where the feels like temperatures are. That's a 9 in Atlantic. Feels like 22 in Omaha. Feels like 18 in Norfolk. The wind gusts today will start to pick up a little bit, 20 to 25 miles per hour into the afternoon. So you'll notice those a little bit this afternoon. And tomorrow could be the same story. There's the clear sky. Here's the high clouds moving in from the west. We talked about this a little earlier. I think it's mostly just waiting for that wind to kick in a little bit more and the high clouds to move in. We get a lot of warming done this morning. Upper 40s is where we'll go by lunch, and then into the afternoon some high clouds taking us right up near 60 for that high temperature today. Looks to be pretty good out there. Now tonight there could be a couple of sprinkles heading into tomorrow morning. It is possible that a couple of those are lingering around for the early morning hours on Wednesday, but you just run through all the precipitation potential through Thursday. You can see just little hit and miss chances there. Doesn't add up to much, so don't bank on rain. Just consider yourself lucky if you get some, and now that you were past this really cold morning, you can probably get the sprinkler system fired up if you need to wash or water some things. We'll go 72 on Wednesday. Let me show you what may end up being the best chance of a little bit of heavier rain would be from any little spotty thunder showers we can bubble up sometime Wednesday late afternoon. You can see how a couple get going there and then drift southeast and out. That's it. There's just not a lot to be found. We're really reaching here to try to find some of these chances. Can't rule it out completely, but it is possible Wednesday, Thursday, with some very, very minimal amounts of moisture, and then up to 70 degrees the way it looks on, 74, I should say, heading into Saturday.
Okay, and then after Saturday, looks like we get a little bit more warmer temperatures on the way.
If you're wanting some 80s.
Yes.
I got a day that really sticks out. I think Sunday's the day to watch. With the south breeze, the dry air, the right combo right out ahead of a front, we should be able to go to 80 degrees. Now, the front doesn't do much, may bring us a little moisture on Monday, but a couple of things to note in the 10-day forecast. You see a lot of breezy or windy icons, so the days will be nice temperature-wise, but the wind will be pesky and not much rain. We're day 8 now of April. This is 10 additional days without much in the way of moisture. So that gets us past the middle of the month. So we might be asking for a little rain by the end of it here. You don't want to have those high water bills from running the sprinklers in April. You usually think you get a little help there. You save those for like July and August, but we'll see how it goes. Right now it doesn't look like too much rain to be found.
All right. Rusty, thanks.
You bet.
With the Omaha general election 5 weeks away, the candidate who finished second in the race for mayor is now pushing for more support.
After doing some digging, we learned candidate John Ewing was outspent by a wide margin by both incumbent Mayor Gene Stothard and third-place finisher Mike McDonald. Ewing says his coffers are growing and expects more contributions in the weeks ahead.
We've made in the last several days more money coming into our campaign than we had the first part of the campaign. So we're convinced that we're going to do a great job of fundraising.
Now, the candidate spent more than $1 million combined in the primary. Omaha's general election is May 13th. Well, the arrest and release of a man accused of placing objects on Highway 36 to cause crashes has prompted the sheriff to make sure safety is a top priority.
It's a story that First Alert 6 Investigates has been following now for a couple of months. Now, more than 20 people wanted to hear from the sheriff during a community meeting in Bennington last night. 23-year-old Spencer Rademacher is facing charges in connection to this case. Authorities are pushing to get more eyes on him, including maybe having an ankle monitor to track him. Sheriff Aaron Hansen says this takes some time.
He has been under the supervision of the state of Nebraska probation this entire time. But we've also offered our deputies to come testify to a judge to articulate the need for enhanced supervision.
Now, the sheriff also warned neighbors about this blue car. He says if you see this parked alongside of Highway 36, report it to police. Well, changes could be coming to what you can buy under SNAP in Nebraska.
That's right. Governor Jim Pillen asked the USDA to remove soda and energy drinks from the program. Officials say the request is an important step to help children and families live a healthier life. They add they will work to design a plan to make sure SNAP recipients will have maximum access to healthy food.
I listened to young people 18 months ago. And they told me the food they were getting from SNAP was junk. They showed me sacks of it. We're just trying to help.
The proposed change will not have any impacts on who is eligible for the program. Officials say they will determine an implementation date when they get the green lights.
Coming up, the latest from the happiest place on earth.
What's new at Walt Disney World when we return?
Police in Lincoln were busy over the weekend.
Yeah, you're definitely going to want to see this. So you'll never believe what officers ran into. Check this out. Police got a call about that. It was a miniature horse just standing in the middle of the street. So they get it up to the scene, fed the small horse with a few strawberries, pet it a little before handing it over to animal control. When it comes to answering the call, LPD isn't horsing around.
There you go.
Oh, I love that.
My question is, where'd they get the strawberries? Did somebody sacrifice their lunch
They
to
may
go out there
have.
and get the horse off the
Saying
road?
that's all it took, just 3 strawberries.
I guess so.
Lure them in.
They sacrificed for us. Mickey, Donald, Goofy, and Pluto say hello to Tucker.
A baby Maasai giraffe is the newest addition to Disney's Animal Kingdom in Walt Disney World. He is the third calf mama giraffe. Mara has birthed since coming to the park in 2015. Disney says every birth is important because giraffe populations are very sadly declining. Giraffes are one of 4 different types of giraffes, or I should say Maasai giraffes are one of 4 different types of giraffes. They're all considered to be vulnerable. Tucker's arrival adds to the genetic diversity and the health of the Maasai Maasai giraffe population. I also do know that Disney Animal Kingdom does a lot of conservation efforts down there to make sure that their populations are thriving as well.
Usually when you see the little babies, they look wobbly, but he looks very strong already, doesn't it? Like strong already.
Maybe they wait a little bit to show the first pictures. But yeah, that's really cool. And I mean,
really
Aaron, like you said, with conservation and everything, that's a big focus of the parks. It's not just a zoo, which I think a lot of people think that park is. They have a lot of educational things there too. It's really, really neat to see.
Yeah.
Never been before. I didn't realize how big of a, like, how many live animals there are. It's like a zoo and a conservation area. I just picture rides and amusement park, but that's why it takes, what, 3, 4, 5 weeks to go through the whole thing?
To see everything, I'm sure.
Gotta spend some time there. We gotta get you there, Russ.
Oh, I got a 4-year-old. We'll be there.
I know it. All right, everybody, thank you so much for joining us here on First Alert's Extreme. We're going to get ready for our update in the Today Show. You can watch it here over on streaming or on the air.
All right, have a great start to your Tuesday.
Live from WOWT, First Alert 6 starts now.
Good Tuesday morning, everybody. It is 7:26. I'm Cerise Cole.
And I'm Erin Hartley. We'll send it right over to Senior Chief Meteorologist Rusty Lord with an update on weather and traffic.
Yeah, let's talk about the traffic side of things first. We still have the slowdowns. Westbound I-80, we're putting more volume on the roads, and you can really see it here. This is the camera on L Street looking back towards Q. This is Q, and then back here is Giles as well. They got the left lane closed as they're doing a widening project. Got to narrow things down to widen it up. Makes sense. There you go. We have very slow traffic through there. The backups have been all the way to the 680 interchange, and this has been a thing the last several mornings, likely to be for the next several as well. Crash Highway 50 and Fairview Road here. It's a vehicle fire. Person's out, but it does look like it might be causing a small little grass fire nearby as well. So heads up to that if you're on Highway 50 heading through that area. Let's get a quick check of the forecast now, and really falling off to 27 in Omaha. Feels like 22. Some wind chills that are a little bit colder than the air temperature. Thankfully, the wind is light because the air temperatures are cold for this time of year. We're down in the 20s. Average low is about 40 this time of year. You can see over the course of the next 5 mornings, it gets better. The coldest one we have is Friday morning at 35, and then we'll rebound nicely. That's a warm morning on Sunday at 54. The wind will be picking up a little bit, much like we'll get today. Gusts up near 25 miles per hour looking likely out of the south today, so be mindful of that. That'll gradually pick up as we go through the day. We'll take the 20s and 30s this morning, warm them to 53 by 2, and go to 60 for the high today by 5 o'clock. Aaron?
Well, some breaking news this morning. Fire crews made quick work of an overnight house fire. This happened just after midnight near 78th and Grover. This is a look at the scene. The good news is no injuries to report. So far, no word about a possible cause. Stay with First Alert 6 as we're hoping to get some more details very soon.
It is 7:28, and we're back with another update for you in about 25 minutes. We'll see you then.
putting our sheets in the washing machine to breathe through.